Hello, my friends. Welcome to this episode of Healing Your Codependency. I'm Marshall Berkshire. I'm your guide in transforming that codependency into freedom, belonging, peace in your world. My friends, today we're jumping into the third necessity, the necessity of belonging. So over the last couple of episodes, we've talked about the three necessities. The first one being emotional safety, the second one being self-worth, and the third one now being belonging. These three necessities are crucial to becoming free of codependency because these are the necessities codependency is trying to meet for us. So if we learn how to meet these needs in an effective advocating way, our fawning response, which is the biological cause of our codependency, stops happening. The body starts to feel safe enough to advocate rather than in so much danger it must fawn in order to keep or try to maintain a sense of safety, connection, belonging, and worth in our lives. That's the key here. That's why I focus on these in the foundation training. That's why it's the first course I recommend to anyone dealing with codependency, because when we put these properly in place, you are empowered in them so that you can engage life through them. You stop fawning, you start advocating, and that's where your codependency stops showing up in your world more and more and more. Now, it's not just an on and off switch. This is something that is gradually experienced over time because the body has to adapt to new things. It has to become safe enough to take the risk, to experience something new, and then safe enough to integrate that something new as a normalcy in its life. So my courses are designed on that premise to help you accomplish that deeply and effectively for you in your journey. So today we're going to be talking about belonging. So what on earth is belonging? So belonging is the experience of having a sense of connection, warmth, and inclusion, mattering to yourself, mattering to others. Hey, I belong to myself, I belong to others, others belong to me. So it's that three-way connection we've got going on in our world. So in the foundation trainings, we focus belonging first on ourselves. We belong to ourselves. So what does it mean to belong to ourselves? Belonging to oneself means I get to take up the space, time, and energy I carry for me. I get to direct my life. My feelings matter to me. My wants matter to me. My life belongs to me. I own it. I get to do what I want with it. My body belongs to me. I grew up in a culture where my body didn't belong to me. It belonged to an authority outside of myself, and I get to tell me what to do with it. What I don't get to do with it, well, now I get to own my body. I get to own who I want to be. I get to choose who I want to be. I get to choose what I do with my resources, my time, my energy, my money, my gifts, my talents. I get to be me. So belonging to ourselves means I get to own myself, I get to take up space, and I get to express myself on my terms. Belonging to others is typically, I phrase as belonging with others, but belonging with others means I have a community that sees me, that knows me, that understands me, that cares about me, that I am valued and valuable to them too. And then others to me. Others belong with me. I have friends that I include deliberately in my life, that I value, that I care about. And now we have this loop here. I value and care about me. I'm with people who value and care about me. And I'm with people that I value and care about. And that's belonging. This is where we get that warmth of, hey, I've got shelter, I've got community, I've got people who have got my back. This is where I get a real strong sense of social safety. It's like, I can lean on them for things I need. They can lean on me for things they need. We learn to learn what interdependency is, how to move through it, so that we build strong intimacy, strong companionship, care, and play in our life. Belonging is where we start to experience love, we start to experience play and creativity. It's where we have that foundation finally to go out into the world and build real relationships in our life, because we've got a community of friends and support networks to help us go out and build business, to build romance, to discover our world. We're not alone anymore. Instead, we feel the warmth and presence of inclusion, the warmth and presence of being with others and others being with us, and us being with ourselves, so that we don't have this thing called internal loneliness driving our world. So my friends, Belonging is pretty straightforward, but it's actually a deep concept. There's a lot to learn here. So in the foundation trainings, we start with belonging with ourselves, learning how to take up space, learning our own sovereignty. And then we learn how to start belonging with others by building healthy communities that support us, that allow us to play, allow us to get to know ourselves. And then from there, we build friendships and we build availability. So this is where you learn about your attachment systems. We learn how to start working with our attachment traumas that we carry. We start to understand what it means to be open and available versus vulnerable and exposed. And that allows us to become, that empowers us. So we give you the understanding of what's going on. We help you sense to and soothe whatever shows up for you. And then it empowers you through the understanding of what's going on to engage with life from that premise. What does that create? It creates friendships. It creates communities that work for you. It creates an experience of, hey, I actually matter to other people and I feel that. I exist in their world. They exist in mine. That's what we're going for there. And that's the goal of belonging. It's a lifelong process. All my work is a lifelong process, my friends. You're not going to just take a 15-week course and boom, you're going to be healed from codependency. I'm teaching you a framework and a lifestyle strategy of becoming yourself so you don't need codependency anymore. So what I teach you is the ways to discover yourself in a kind, loving way over and over and over, because that's what we do. This is how we become ourselves. We're constantly in the process of discovery, constantly in the process of refining our awareness. And when this is structured properly with the right tools, the right knowledge, and right support, it becomes a very easy process, meaning it doesn't have as many complications as trying to do this by yourself through self-help or through generalized therapy and things like that. That's my goal for you here. So foundation gives you that foundation, the spine, the structure, the framework you need to become yourself by helping you feel emotionally safe, tap into and understand, experience that independent self-worth, and then empower and engage belonging in your life. That's what we do there. So the course starts January 22nd. Classes are Mondays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. The recordings are released on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. You get lifetime access to the live edition and the on-demand edition there. So you can watch recordings anytime, or you can attend any live class you want when the course is running. And then so it's 15 weeks long. Boom, boom, boom. Teach it via Zoom. The details are below in the description. You can also enroll there. Or you can go to healyourcodependency.com and get the data there. My friends, belonging is the work of coming into connection with ourselves and with others. To start this off, I'll give you a little practice here. We need to start with belonging with ourselves. So the first step in that is to acknowledge that you exist. And I like to just, if you're on the podcast, you can't see this, but I am putting my hands around my head. I am gripping my head. I am feeling it. It's like, oh, I exist. I'm real right here. Okay. When I am doing this, like, oh, this is my wrist, this is my arm. I'm just touching my arm, naming the part, but also feeling the physicality of it. This practice helps our mind reconnect with our physical experience, because a lot of times we haven't had that. So this comes from Peter Levine's work on trauma and healing that trauma. So, hey, I physically exist. I take up space. This is one of the first steps we learn in belonging to ourselves, is that we physically exist. We're physically real, and we matter. So take that into your day today, my friends. And if you're ready to make that leap in creating the safety, the belonging, and self-worth you need in your world, come join us for Foundation. I invite you to become one of my students. I'd be excited to have you there. Click that link below. If you got any questions on it, feel free to reach out to me as well on that. Thank you again, my friends, for being a part of my work. And I look forward to seeing you in our next episode as we dive deeper into healing that codependency, becoming more independent. We're going to talk about attachment systems and the role they play in our codependency. So I'll see you there. Okay? Bye-bye. So thank you for watching this episode. And you want more episodes like this, check out the recommended video above. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're ready to take the leap and heal your codependency, check out my workshop linked below on how to heal codependency permanently. Then you can understand how I help you restore safety, connection, and worth in your life, and and how that liberates you from your codependency and empowers you in creating the relationships, the satisfaction, fulfillment you want in your life. So check that out below. Thank you again for showing up, guys. Bye-bye.